It was amazing. Thank you, kids.
Almost live from the tiny tiki hut in Playa del Carmen, it's the 10th annual and first virtual event of the KISS Project. And now, your hosts for the evening, Gayle, Kelly, and Rick.
Wow, it sure is great to be here.
It sure is.
It's gonna be something special.
You know, Gayle, that contest that we had about getting people talking about facing their fears, it could not have been more appropriate for KISS in 2021. We really had to face our fear of raising money differently this year.
Yes, COVID sure changed a lot of things. I really miss seeing all of our friends, but we are going to have fun tonight.
Hi guys, my name is Juan. Welcome to the Tiny Tiki Hut.
Hi Juan.
Hey, Cielo, Flor, how was your jump?
Wow, crazy.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah?
Amazing.
I would never. Who's afraid of jumping out of a plane?
I am.
Or raising money, not me.
Nah, I'm not afraid of that either. All right, well, you know what? Let's get this party started. Come on, let's go. Let's get it started, ha! Let's get it started, ha! Hey, Gayle, tell me, how did this whole thing get started? I mean, didn't you come to Playa to retire?
I did. And I was just talking to Russell about this. And it went from Christmas toys to school supplies, just like that.
We were introduced in one nonprofit, and then we actually started something ourselves, Christmas Dreams Playa, and
Right.
we collaborated together for several years actually.
Yes.
And that was to, kids would write a letter to Santa and say what they want for Christmas, and then we would put that out on the internet, and the people would buy this specific gift for these kids.
You know that last time we had Christmas Dreams, someone came to us and said, would you give my kids school supplies? Because I have a classroom of 37 kids and there are no school supplies available.
So they didn't want presents, they wanted pens and pencils and,
Yeah.
and paper.
Yeah, actually that was the start of the KISS Project because we gave away all those school supplies and Christmas gifts on January 6th like we normally do.
Three Kings.
Actually, we gave all those school supplies to that teacher, and every teacher in that school got school supplies for their kids.
Wow.
So it was huge donation. That March, yeah, just a couple months later, we held our very first auction and dinner at Wawa's.
I remember that. That was a big one.
And that's the start of it. And
So-
until this year, until 2021, we have had an auction dinner every year. We need help getting
Okay.
these kids into the university, so we're asking people to donate.
Fabulous. Well, nice work, and I'm really proud to be working with you guys.
Thank you. We're really psyched for this one.
Excellent. Congratulations.
There's so many people to thank tonight, but we'd like to give a special shout out to the folks at Simca for sponsoring tonight's program. Thank you, Simca.
You're right, Phil. KISS is an amazing organization. But I understand that you're the admin of a group of over 20,000 expats just in Playa del Carmen. Is this true?
Guilty as charged.
That's a lot of people. Are there really that many expats here in Playa?
Yes, there's tons of expats in Playa, and we all need a little help navigating our adopted country. That's why the group was started.
All right, so you bring that up. How can your group, or any group, help the KISS Project?
They can donate. US, Canadian dollars, the euro, all these currencies go so much further in Mexico than they do in our home countries. They can volunteer. KISS has a great English conversation club where they connect native English speakers with public high school students learning English. It's a blast. Hey Rick, where'd you go?
Sorry, Phil. Had to come back and hang with the ladies. There you go, girls.
Smart man.
You know, Phil is doing such a great service helping all the expats here navigate their adopted country.
Absolutely. And up next, we wanted to share a piece by a Mexican journalist, Andrea Montalvo. She gives a big picture view of education in Mexico and why what we're doing is so important.
We want to send a shout out to Fred and Claudia in Querétaro, who are having a watch party tonight.
Growing up means leaving school for many kids in Mexico. Economic challenges, social and family pressure seems to grow as they get older to a point where many talented kids are forced to leave their dreams behind. Mexico is one of the most visited countries in the world, rich in history, beauty, but also in painful contrasts. Average minimum wage is $7 a day, hardly enough to feed a family, although education is free by law. Many students are forced to pay tuition and registration fees, making the burden too hard to take. Reality overcomes most families, and despite their best efforts, young people are often forced to help provide for their family who can't afford to buy books, pay for the internet, or get the uniform for school. Numbers reflect less than 1/3 of adults over 50 years old are university graduates in Mexico, and only half of Mexican teenagers finish high school. For most kids, leaving school means leaving the hope of a better future, perpetuating the poverty cycle, or perhaps worse, hopelessly searching in a criminal life for new possibilities. Changing the life of one kid means rewriting the future for many. Organizations like KKIS are reshaping the future of Mexico one student at a time. Their work is essential for our country.
Hey, Jen, feel the love from New Orleans. Love you, babe.
You know, when I met Gayle and I learned that public high school was not free in Mexico, I was outraged and I was hooked. I knew that we could help students receive an education so that they could escape the life of struggle. It was important to me that our programs would truly be sustainable and would break the cycle of poverty. Research shows that to interrupt generational poverty, 3 types of interventions must happen. There must be some sort of financial assistance, personal connections outside of the immediate community, and of course, education. We've incorporated all 3 of these elements into our programs and are now seeing KKIS scholars graduating from high school and university and beginning new lives they would never have imagined without donations like yours. Up next, we have Cielo, who's been a KKIS scholar since her freshman year in high school. She'll graduate from university with a degree in psychology thanks to donations like yours. Wow, the donations are rolling in. Thank you to everyone.
Para mí no es solo una fundación, para mí es mi familia. O sea, me vieron desde, voy a llorar, me vieron desde que yo tenía 15 años, o sea, voy a cumplir 21. Son 6 años que han recorrido a mi lado, entonces mi vida es agradecer y ellos son parte de mí, son parte de mi proceso y son mi familia. Yo estoy feliz de que me vean cumplir mis sueños y yo estoy feliz de ver a otros becados entrando, saliendo, porque de verdad que esto es lo que necesitamos. A veces esto necesitamos que nos salven, porque me salvaron.
So, Cielo, how different is her story from other KKIS scholars?
Well, her story really isn't that different, Rick, than the other kids that we're helping. All of the KKIS scholars are hardworking and they have big dreams for a bright future. They just need the resources to stay in school.
The resources we need most are donations so we can pay the schools directly to keep these kids' dreams alive.
So, girls, tell me, how does the KKIS program keep all of these things and all these students organized?
I'll give you 2 words, Sarah Navarro. Sarah is our in-house superhero, the Director of Operations for KISS.
And I can tell you as a teacher, it's not easy keeping 86 students organized. In fact, she oversees all of our programs.
Sarah impresses us every day. We are so lucky to have found the Wonder Woman of organization. Let's see what she has to say.
I don't know about that, but maybe my experience working as a university teacher and more than 15 years in the hotel industry prepared me well for this job. I am responsible for all KISS programs, English Conversation Club, School Supplies program, but I would say the most rewarding and time-intensive part of my job is high school and university scholarship program. So what I love the most about my job is getting the icing of KISS's cake all the time. I am the first one to hear the students' achievements, I see their smiling faces, and I hear the thank yous all the time. And I think this is what our program is all about, helping the students go into their path through education.
Next we hear from Natalia Canu Mu, the parent of a first-generation university scholar. I am overwhelmed by the outpouring of support.
Me siento muy orgullosa por ser mi primera hija que se va a recibir de la familia con una carrera universitaria y pues agradecida mucho por haber obtenido una beca para lograr sus estudios, que es su sueño, mayor sueño, para poder salir adelante a enfrentar la vida a futuro.
Y lloro de emoción de tener una hija que con sus logros académicos ha conservado esta beca que ustedes te han proporcionado. Muchísimas gracias para todos. Gracias.
Where are my teachers out there? Post in the comments, education rocks with an exclamation mark.
What keeps KISS ticking? It's our chairman of the board, Fred Uriarte. Fred?
Thanks, Kelly and Gayle, for giving me the opportunity to chat with you guys and to give you a little bit about my story of how I became involved with KISS. About 7 years ago, I was going through a lot of changes in my life. I just retired. There was a lot of personal strife. So ultimately, I decided that I was going to come and live in Mexico. I first became involved in their English Conversation Club, and soon thereafter was made responsible for a project that we were going to do with a group of volunteers from the United States. And soon after that, I was asked to join as a participating board member. I remember looking back and thinking, I have found a passion. And my passion was that to help kids. Something that I had always had in the back of my mind, but that because of my professional life and obligations at work, I couldn't do. To me, being able to reach out and work with these young kids was extremely rewarding. It made me feel like I was making a difference. And what I like about being part of this organization is that we can actually see the results of our labors, the results of our contributions to these children's lives, to our community. I hope you guys can continue to do the work, and I will promise you that my passion will continue. And I just thank you all and hope that you will take the time to donate and volunteer. Peace.
A big thank you to the folks at Reef 28 Resorts and Spa. Thank you for sponsoring tonight's program, and especially those folks at Reef 28.
Next, we have Don and Crystal, two of KISS's biggest supporters for many years.
Guess what? My friend Don is here. Hey, Don.
It's great to be here, Crystal.
Great to see you. Nice to see you. Did you have a good day today?
Absolutely.
Hey, there's never a bad day in paradise, right?
Never, never.
I see you have a margarita. That's great. Enjoying that.
That is my drink.
Hey, you know what? I wanted to ask you about your involvement with this Keeping Kids in School organization. I hear they call it KISS for short.
They do, yeah. It's to help kids in Playa del Carmen, encourage them to graduate from high school and hopefully go on to college. So it's a great program.
Wow, that is like really fantastic. What do you do actually with the organization?
Well, I'm a sponsor. My wife and I have been a sponsor for 4 years, and we have a graduate, Daniela just graduated from the university.
You've been sponsoring the same student this whole time?
Yes.
To get through high school and university?
Just the university. Just the university.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's really helping her and her family and the entire community, right?
It is, because there's a lot of pressure on kids in Mexico to not graduate from high school, to start to work because the family needs money. So with the scholarships, the individual is able to complete high school and hopefully help out the family as well.
Wow. Now, are you going to keep sponsoring?
Absolutely,
students?
absolutely. It's been so impactful to my wife and I, just encouraging students, being able to meet them and be able for them to be successful. That's what you want.
That's great.
Here's to all the expats who live for rooftop parties and donating to the cause.
What makes the KISS Scholarship so valuable is the dedication of volunteer advisors, many of whom have advanced degrees in adolescent psychology. Up next is Alejandra Razo. She's been working with KISS since 2019.
Son básicamente 4 aspectos que hemos trabajado con ellos. Estos aspectos son chispa emocional, es gracias a un proceso en la dopamina que o es muy baja o es excesivamente alta. El segundo es integración social, porque el tercero es la búsqueda de novedades. Exploran novedades, pero también renuevan soluciones, renuevan formas de vista. Finalmente, la creatividad expansiva. Sí son capaces, y si vemos la historia, muchos de los inventos y muchos de los avances sociales, científicos, tecnológicos se debe a los adolescentes. El adolescente tiene un gran potencial. Es muy importante saber quiénes son, de dónde vienen, a dónde van, qué quieren, y eso lo hacemos a través de calmar la mente. Es una herramienta contemplativa que también hacemos muy pocos minutos, pero la verdad les gusta mucho, lo disfrutan mucho y casi que lo agradecen.
Me sorprende muchísimo que no solo me ayude en el área académica, sino que también me brinda la oportunidad de poder tener asesorías y orientación que no solo me ayuda a mejorar en la escuela, sino que también a mejorar en otras áreas de mi vida.
All of our university students have been with KISS since they were in high school. It is so rewarding to see the impact we are making on each life. Remember how shy and withdrawn Cielo was when we first met her? And the difference now?
Yeah. She really turned her life around completely. In fact, you know, she won the Kiss Fear Goodbye contest and jumped out of an airplane. Listen to Cielo describe her journey.
Me gustaría mucho trabajar con adolescentes. Yo fui un adolescente. Todos fuimos adolescentes. Entonces, a veces necesitamos ese apoyo. Cuando eres adolescente necesitas ese apoyo, necesitas que te escuchen, que te entiendan, que te comprendan, porque estás en una etapa muy vulnerable. Me encantaría empoderar a las mujeres. Estamos en una etapa, estamos en una generación donde últimamente pues nos estamos desenvolviendo, entonces me considero con el carisma y con el carácter para poderlo lograr. Pues esta es mi visión, este es mi sueño y este es mi futuro.
Don't you just love that people are giving what they can to help children in need? It's so beautiful. Wow. The donations are rolling in. Thank you to everyone. I love seeing all of these student stories.
All of these stories are absolutely inspiring. What you two have done is so amazing.
Ah, well, it's not just us. We rely on staff and volunteers more than you can imagine.
The person who tells our stories and shouts from the rooftops is our communications manager, Nina Blake. She is truly one of our superheroes.
Before joining KISS, Nina worked at a private school in Mexico City. She had said that the kids of KISS are such a breath of fresh air. I just love that. Take it away, Nina.
I love what I do because I get the chance to weave together stories from our volunteers, our donors, the kids, the parents. It's just such a rewarding job. I love it. I'm really impressed how all of these students really look forward to giving back. They appreciate what we give them here at KISS so much that they really want to make a difference in their own communities. Donors and volunteers also like to help because someone helped them along the way, which makes everything just an amazing spiral of giving and gratitude. So I really encourage you guys to keep doing all the amazing things you're doing, keep supporting the KISS Project so that I can bring more awesome stories your way.
One thing about the culture here is the excitement of being a part of KISS. These students are amazing. They're so positive, so appreciative. Here's just one student. Feel her enthusiasm.
Desde que comencé con KISS ha sido sorprendente, fantástico. Si yo pudiera describir a KISS con una sola palabra sería grandioso. ¿Y por qué lo digo? KISS ha cambiado por completo mi vida. Gracias a KISS he obtenido aprendizajes, oportunidades y experiencias. El ver personas tan grandiosas como ustedes, tan generosas, que hacen que mi beca sea posible, esto hace que me sienta eternamente agradecida. Me siento tan bendecida por parte de ustedes. Nunca pensé que KISS era mucho más de lo que yo imaginaba. Gracias por todo lo que han hecho en mi vida. Gracias, gracias de corazón.
I've often heard school directors say that a lot of people offer to help, but they don't follow through.
Up next, we have Joel, the director of a primary school in Nicteja, one of the poorest areas of Playa, where we have been giving school supplies for the past 7 years.
A lo largo de estos 5 años que he estado al frente de la comunidad escolar, muchas instituciones o personas, al ver las necesidades que enfrentamos, se han acercado a la escuela, y una de ellas que ha sido constante y a la cual agradecemos de todo corazón el haber estado presentes aún en tiempos de pandemia es a la Fundación KISS. Nos brinda su apoyo con útiles escolares que han permitido que muchos niños y niñas esperen con ilusión este ciclo escolar, ya que estarán seguros de contar con los materiales necesarios para continuar sus estudios. Sin duda es una gran tarea de todos los que conforman la organización, ya que en una ocasión he sido voluntario y he visto el gran trabajo operativo que ellos desempeñan y también de logística, ya que siempre que asisten a nuestra escuela llegan con los útiles listos para repartir y ya están clasificados por grado y grupo, lo cual facilita mucho la entrega. Por todo esto, se les agradece a la Fundación KISS y las puertas de la escuela siempre están abiertas para ustedes. Muchísimas gracias.
A special shout out to Julie Wagner, who has been giving monthly for almost 3 years. Thank you, Joel. You know, people often ask me, what type of financial assistance does KISS provide? We provide school supplies, which may not seem like much, but guess what? School supplies like crayons and calculators are required by the government for public school children in elementary and high school. Without these basics, children can't participate in class. Backpacks with 1 year worth of grade-specific school supplies are approximately $20 and are given out at the beginning of each school year to about 1,500 students. Without these supplies, kids would be left behind. Some kids would not go to school, others would fall behind. Most would not be as motivated as they are now to continue studying. Now let's go to the KKIS office and hear from Christian's mom, whose son's life was changed thanks to donations like yours.
Tengo 3 hijos. Solo mi esposo trabaja y es el sustento en la familia. El costo de los útiles escolares es muy alto. Podemos comprar lápices y libretas, pero la escuela requiere de muchas otras cosas que a veces nosotros no podemos cubrir. Nos sentimos más confiados de enviar a nuestros niños en la escuela porque sabemos que al menos tienen las herramientas que necesitan para trabajar. Muchas gracias a todos los que trabajan y participan en esta generosa organización.
Up next we have David Sanchez, a big-time community activist, helping to make Playa a better place. We invited him to be a board member last year, and we're thrilled when he said yes.
The reason I work for KKIS is because KKIS is one of the best non-for-profit organizations that are in Mexico. I believe that. I mean, they've done an amazing job working for young kids to get education, to continue their education, and that obviously helped the kids itself to dream for a better future, and also the community. We would like to grow much more. I mean, we need your contribution to do that. It's very important for a lot of kids that have trouble to keep studying, and let's help their dream to keep studying and help our community by having them in school instead of somewhere else. So thank you very much for your contributions. Everything adds up. $20 is great. If you have thousands of dollars, they are more than welcome. So thanks a lot from all my heart. Thank you very much.
I love the way business people think.
Well, David is really on a mission. He's on a mission to go big with KKIS and has some really exciting ideas.
You know, I like the way that David says $20 is great, but thousands are more welcome.
Speaking of donating big, we got a big donation from the Rick and Susan Family Foundation, enough to sponsor 10 university scholarships.
Shout out to all the people named Rick for their generous donations.
So many people are making contributions tonight. A special shout out to all of those near and far who are making everything that we are doing possible.
Excuse me, ladies, I gotta run. Hey, do you have a hat? Yeah. Thanks. So here's what I heard from a little bird. What he said to me was something like this. In junior high, you need a GPA at least 9 out of a 10. You need an application and a little fascination, or else you don't get in. Next, you have to explain why education is cool, or you don't get a kiss or an opportunity to keep your butt in school. But once you're in, you need to maintain an 8 out of 10. Advisors and KKIS be calling on you, checking to see what's up. You can't go wild and misbehave and act like a lost street pup. Along the way, we'll be making sure your vision is what you see. Model citizens and amazing students. Be all you can be. More than books and Instagram looks, manners matter to us. Giving back and showing up with a smile, not making a fuss. If you can handle the truth, come on in, as long as that GPA is close to a 10. Back to you, girls.
I can't believe he did that.
I know.
He was good.
A man of many talents.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program and hear from one of our advisors, Patricia Laura.
Tengo ya 3 años participando con KKIS en el programa de asesores y ya desde el segundo año había tenido yo la oportunidad de platicar un poco más de cerca con los chicos, que son todos de verdad maravillosos. Son chicos brillantes y de un corazón y de una generosidad increíble. Y ahí, platicando con ellos, pues nos hemos dado cuenta de que los chicos, por su gran corazón, están necesitados de dar, de apoyar y de aportar sus ideas, su energía y su entusiasmo a muchos proyectos, ¿verdad?, que la comunidad necesita. Algunas veces te toca dar, te toca iniciar y otras veces también te toca a ti el fomentar, ¿verdad? El que otros chicos pues ahora se integren a este mundo del voluntariado y eso es algo realmente emocionante y maravilloso para mí.
Ella asesora a muchas personas y ella no le pide nada a cambio, solo les pide una cosa. Nos pide que nosotros ayudemos a las personas cuando tengamos posibilidad, porque es una forma de devolver lo que nos están dando.
And of course, our favorite Danish chef, Kai Skov, who once again sponsored a university student. A big thank you to Mary and Doug Riley and Jeff and Pam Horowitz, who have both donated high school scholarships. And a shout out to Stone and James, who have been monthly donors for over 3 years.
We also offer scholarships. A scholarship is a chance to change a student's life. A one-year KKIS scholarship to public high school is only $600, and a university scholarship is $2,200. Many people ask, what does a scholarship include, Kelly? Well, I'll tell you, it's registration fees, tuition, books, a stipend, graduation costs, and entrance exams. Scholarships are a very tangible way to keep kids in school. After all, the main reason that students drop out of school after the 9th grade is because it's not free, and there's a good deal of pressure to help provide for the family. Both types of financial assistance are very helpful. We're going deep with the impact that scholarships have on students, and broad with the large number of students that are touched by the school supply program.
Thank you. It's funny, when I first approached KKIS a few years ago, I was running a business. I had absolutely no time, but what I was looking for was a cause to rally my team around and get them more involved in the community that we work in. Fast forward a few years later, and I have now been a donor, I've been a mentor, and I'm currently a board member with KKIS. What I would like to say to everybody tonight is to please give. We don't all have time to volunteer. We can't all be here in Playa del Carmen with KKIS to donate our time, but we all have some spare change, or maybe a lot of spare change, that we can donate to make a difference in these kids' lives. The money that you're donating, whether it's $5 or $500, doesn't only go to school supplies, it doesn't only go to scholarships. There are additional services and support that is given by KKIS, including child psychology, English classes, transportation. All of these things add up, and all of these things cost money. That's why we're here to ask you, the donor, to consider giving, open your wallet, make a donation to these kids' lives. Please don't let this opportunity to go by. Give what you can, donate now by clicking on the link, and let's keep these kids in school.
Send me your credit card info, and I'll donate for you.
Una de las cosas que más me hace feliz es cuando me gané mi bicicleta. Recuerdo que nos llevaron a un hotel. Cuando llegamos habían muchos voluntarios ayudando a armar las bicicletas y apoyando en el evento.
Fue muy bonito para mí, me encantó que esas personas me hayan motivado, me hayan inspirado a seguir mis sueños.
Jamás me imaginé que en la beca entraría a entrar a un equipo de golf. Jugar en el campo de golf también me enseñaba muchos valores como el respeto, la tolerancia, la paciencia.
Lo que más me gusta de KKIS es que no solo me paga la beca, sino que me invita a participar en diferentes eventos donde yo me puedo desenvolver de una mejor manera.
Ah, those are great memories. You know, there are lots of things that we do with students to expose them to different experiences. And we do these things with a purpose. In fact, there's a troubling statistic that once we learned of gave rise to a program for our university students. The statistic is that first-generation university graduates have only a 25% chance of getting a job in their field of study. They may be good students, but their lack of networking and family history leave them ill-prepared for the working world. We created the WINGS program last year to ensure that KKIS students would not become one of these sad statistics. The WINGS program helps students prepare the soft skills needed to succeed in getting a job in their field. Our goal is to give all 40 graduating high school seniors an opportunity to go to the university in the upcoming year. The WINGS program and you are essential to their success. We encourage you to give today. Give generously to keep the kids in school. A university degree is a complete game changer.
Antonella, so we were saying that we have very different businesses, but a similar experience with the students, with the KKIS students.
Yes, similar great experience.
Exactly. Lucero, when she arrived with us a year and a half ago, she was so timid, so shy, and now she has grown up, she's confident, she's a total different person. She's really adding up to the whole team. The chef in the kitchen is missing her when she's not here because she only works during the weekends. So it's unbelievable.
Irma came to us also a year and a half. We found somebody that gives a lot more and that has been a great surprise, knowing how to do summaries, how to collect information, even better than attorneys.
I think she really values this opportunity that she has. She has never missed one day since she started with us.
Because they are students, they are people that know the importance of giving back to the community. They know that they are fortunate, and it's sad to think that just a few are fortunate. So donations are essential.
Gayle, Kelly, back to you now.
Share the mojitos.
Oh, they're good. You know, change doesn't happen overnight. It often takes years of incremental work to get the results.
Cristo Rey is one of the ongoing projects that KKIS has helped change a community.
Gayle, didn't you do a video on Cristo Rey?
I sure did. Let's take a quick look at what can be achieved when we all work together over time.
It's often hard to figure out if what KKIS is doing is really making an impact on a community. And the change can be so incremental over the years that you don't notice it until you actually take a look back at the history. The Playa community is large and spread out with 100 plus schools. But there's a small community on the northwest edge of Playa del Carmen called Cristo Rey. That was one of the first schools I ever visited in 2013. This jungle community had started about 10 years earlier as a place where recently arrived workers and families with little money live. The community had no electricity, no running water, no waste disposal, and no hope that they ever would have any. But the community thought it was important to build their children a school. The first time I visited the school, there were about 60 children attending in 4 classrooms, made of a couple rows of cement blocks with sticks for windows and a corrugated metal for a roof, they were incredibly proud of their school. KKIS brought school supplies and other curriculum supplies to this school for 4 years. With the growth of the community, they were granted a new school in 2016. However, when the new school was built, we realized that the government doesn't furnish anything for a school. That is left up to the community.
Pues ahora sí que la importancia del apoyo que nos ha dado es darle la oportunidad a todos los niños de poder estudiar a pesar de que sean de bajos recursos aquí en la escuelita.
This past December, we finally were able to access the schools in order to distribute school supplies. Parents were told they had to come pick up the school supplies at a certain time. By the time we arrived in the morning, some of them had waited for an hour or more.
We have a new school. It's difficult for us because for the pandemic, the parents lost their jobs and they can't buy the supplies. And it's very important for us, the teachers. It's more easy for work.
If you would like to see KKIS continue making this kind of impact with school supplies and scholarships, please donate at the website on your screen.
Forget about Amazon. Buy from us today.
Lo que habría pasado si yo no hubiera entrado a esta beca es que probablemente mis papás hubieran tenido que hacer un esfuerzo muy grande para que yo pueda entrar a esta escuela. Probablemente hubiera perdido un año escolar y me hubiera atrasado en mis estudios.
Si yo no hubiera obtenido la beca de KKIS, probablemente ahorita estuviera con una complicación bastante económica para poder conseguir mis materiales para cursar la preparatoria y probablemente se me complicaría tener acceso a lo que tengo ahora.
Nosotros tenemos ya 3 años de colaboración con KKIS, cubriendo la parte del desarrollo personal de sus estudiantes.
Incluso apoyo psicológico y terapéutico.
Las razones principales por las cuales los chicos llegan y se acercan a nosotros a pedir ayuda son principalmente situaciones familiares que están teniendo que sortear en casa, ya sea con sus padres, con sus hermanos, con abandono emocional. También llegan mucho por situaciones de bullying. Ellos vienen tratando de arreglar sus soluciones familiares. Cuando están cargando todo este peso emocional que ellos están pues tratando de arreglar su familia mientras arreglan su vida y mientras arreglan su futuro. Y nosotros les brindamos este servicio para que ellos puedan tener todas estas herramientas que los permiten saltar estos obstáculos que ellos enfrentan en esta etapa de su vida y puedan así salir adelante.
You know, the role that Kati and her organization plays is a big part of the success for these students.
Absolutely. It's a great complement to the financial support we get from another community leader who has sponsored 35 high school students for the past 3 years.
Yes, GMB's Mark Pujol believes that education is critical to a growing community like Playa, and it will enable Mexico to effectively compete on the world stage. I talked to him the other day at the Reef 28, and here's what he said.
So I consider this is a very important thing because the future of this country will be different depending on how we educate young people. We have to prepare young people for the real life. I invite you to join Keeping Kids in School. I consider Mexico will be within the first 5 big economies of the world because it has many things to offer, and we need to help kids to keep studying and to be able to bring Mexico as one of the most important economies in the world. And everything depends on you. No? You can bring a little bit. You don't have to bring a lot of money. Sometimes if we join 1,000 friends with 1,000 pesos, we make a lot of money. No? So, and for little you help, always will be a lot, because the results are here. We see with my 35 kids sponsorship that they're almost ready, almost finishing their studies, and they will be able to start a new life, the real life.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.
Soy estudiante de la licenciatura en Biología Marina y soy becada universitaria KKIS. La beca que me proporcionan ha sido un pilar fundamental en la continuidad de mis estudios. Me ha impulsado a esforzarme y dedicarme al 100% en ellos para que hoy esté a más de la mitad del progreso de mi carrera universitaria. Sin su apoyo, estoy segura de que hubiera llegado a un límite en donde me habría visto en la necesidad de pausar o incluso abandonar por completo mis estudios para poder buscar un trabajo que me permitiera cubrir los costos de inscripción, colegiatura o, en el caso particular de mi carrera, las prácticas de campo que implican un costo extra.
A shout out to the Mexican contingent, the Villas and Junco families in Mexico City, Emily and Rodrigo, and Precious Sofia in Merida.
It's been a long time since I've talked to you, but I know you're there every week working with our English kids. Tell me why you keep coming back to work with those kids.
When I first got invited to go teach with the KKIS program, I was amazed. I was amazed at how the children, they are so eager to learn, and it's necessary for them to learn English. The KKIS program is amazing. I did not know that they couldn't go to school if they didn't have school supplies, and it just put a seed in my heart. And I have been volunteering with KKIS for 9 years, so I can help these children go to school.
You know, you have been one of the best volunteers that KKIS has ever had, and you've done all kinds of things for us. What are you doing now?
We do our classes online now. We do Zoom classes 3 times a week, and so the students that have had to leave Playa to go live with family members due to the pandemic still get to come to classes, and it's kind of funny because you don't know how many roosters there are in Mexico.
How do you make sure, with all these kids online, that the kids are actually getting enough instruction to pass their tests?
Well, I work with some students individually because we have a variety of levels from beginners to intermediate, and they have to maintain a B average to keep their KKIS scholarship.
It's awesome to chat with you. Maybe we'll see more of each other once the pandemic is done.
Absolutely.
It's a program that is just so much fun to work with. The kids are so much fun. We work with a small group of children, and usually one of the students is fairly proficient in English, so he or she can help the other kids. We used to go into the classroom in the public high school. However, with the pandemic, we're now meeting via Zoom. I love seeing the kids, and I love hearing their laughter. I was a public school teacher for 34 years, and I taught English as a second language to students, and I had 17 different languages that I remember that of kids that I worked with. So that was quite fun and sometimes challenging. The kids have different interests, so we can tailor it to the students' interests and to our interests. One of my favorite things to do when I work with the kids is to talk to them about music. I love pop music, and it's always fun to talk to them about the current bands and the songs that are out. So I encourage you to join our KKIS Conversation Club, and it meets via Zoom at 3 o'clock on Thursdays, and you can connect with the kids that way. So I hope you'll join us. Thank you.
So with the KISS program, there's more than one way to skin a cat, or, in this case, to teach English.
As a teacher, you know that we all have different ways to learn, and that the same info taught in different ways gets learned quicker by the students.
We've actually found that having an English teacher like Kim is beneficial for learning the language, and volunteers like Anne help with our English Conversation Club and really reinforce what they're learning.
Well, you know, my Spanish is not so good. I can't even spell Spanglish. But I'm in awe of these students that are learning English, a skill that they can use that will help them for a lifetime.
There's so many ways to help, and we really take a multi-pronged approach in many areas.
One way we help is with our mentors. Claudia has been with us for a few years and helped numerous students in so many ways.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Estas asesorías que está brindando KKIS a estos chicos les ha ayudado a estructurar más sus ideas, sus formas de estudio y enfocarlos más a lo que se les viene en el futuro. Van madurando y van abriéndose más, ¿no? Los 3 años son diferentes para ellos, ya que en el primer grado ellos están entrando a un nuevo ciclo de su vida, descubriendo lo que es la preparatoria, descubriendo nuevos amigos, nuevos métodos de estudio para ellos. En segundo, ellos ya agarran un poco más de confianza, están más metidos en lo que es el ambiente de su escuela y van como más dirigidos pensando a lo que van a hacer. Obviamente ellos ya están enfocados a lo que sigue, ¿no? Que es sus estudios universitarios. Entonces sí, por supuesto que sí he visto que hay un progreso y hay un gran avance en ellos en los 3 años de preparatoria con las asesorías.
Anne is amazing.
Oh, she is. And you know who else is amazing?
Oh, do tell.
We have people like Ariel, who is with the Youth Connection, a nonprofit in Canada, working on behalf of KISS.
Well, just imagine Canadian students helping Mexican students.
The world is a beautiful place.
To all of our friends in Canada, thank you for tuning in.
Hi, I'm Ariel, the founder of the Youth Connection. The Youth Connection is a nonprofit organization. We help equip underprivileged children in Mexico with the school supplies that they need in order for them to reach their full potential. We fundraise throughout the year by doing events through branches at Windsor, Waterloo, and Western University. Together, we fundraise through events such as Pie Your Professor, escape rooms, bottle drive, and bar night. We also use TYC as a platform to educate our peers and other youth about the hardships that others endure beyond our borders. That's why we're called the Youth Connection. We then fly to Mexico, where we work with KKIS, our partnered organization, to purchase the school supplies. We spend about a week packing up the school supplies for each individual child and sort them by grades. Every grade gets different school supplies, so it's targeted for the specific things that they need to learn. For JK through to grade 3, we give extra coloring crayons, but for grades 4 to 6, we give a geometry set. We also give teachers supplies so they can better educate their students. Even though it may not seem like a lot, receiving school supplies makes a major difference for these kids. When we hand them out, we make sure to give them a talk about how important it is for them to stay in school because they possess the power of tomorrow's future. In cases of poverty, education isn't always a possibility for children who are forced to work. However, by alleviating the cost of educational necessities, we're really making an impact for these kids and giving them a chance for a fuller life. The more money we raise, the more kids we can sponsor, the more we can encourage children to stay in school. 100% of our proceeds goes directly to the children, so please consider getting involved or donate to our cause. Thanks for watching.
Well, that concludes our program for tonight.
Oh, what a night. It was so much fun bringing all of this together. What an amazing group of people we get to work with.
And what generous people are helping in so many ways.
You know, I like that saying that a rising tide raises
Yes.
all boats.
Yes.
And we live here in the Caribbean, and in Playa del Carmen, that's such a true statement.
To all of you who have given to KISS, thank you.
In donating to KISS, you are giving a solid educational foundation to children so that they can grow into positive, productive world citizens.
You know, all of us came to Playa for different reasons, right?
Right.
You know, and we all have made it a place that we call home.
Yeah.
And KISS is helping give those who don't have as many choices as we had an opportunity for a fuller and richer life.
Yes.
Many of us were born into different circumstances where public education was considered a human right. Here, it is just not that way. So please, pull out your credit card and donate.
We'd like to thank Nina and Sarah, the backbone of KISS, all of the KISS advisors and the volunteers who help with the English program, and everyone who has given their time and resources to make this happen.
That includes our board members and business sponsors and all of you donors who make it possible for children to stay in school. But most importantly, I want to thank Kelly, who pulled all of this together for us. Her vision and push for excellence has definitely made a difference at KISS.
You know, KISS is making a difference one day at a time, one child at a time. So we thank you for watching. Please donate, and thank you, and good night.
Good night.